Well, good morning, everyone. This is Marge Rattel speaking from the porch of the Kona Lodge in Freetown, Sierra Leone, finishing up my last morning before I fly out to Liberia early in the morning tomorrow. You can hear the birds chirping. What you wouldn't realize is that we had a torrential downpour of rain and storm overnight. It was coming down in just sheets of water, and I was wondering if I was going to make it onto the plane tomorrow morning, but sure enough, things have settled down. You can see way off in the distance there's some land way off past that water. In order to get to the airport, I have to get a ferry boat, travel 9 miles across that water to reach the airport. I understand it's the only real flat land they have to be able to fly planes. So I will be heading out at midnight tonight on board a boat, taking me across that water. So what an adventure it is. Well, we had a wonderful day yesterday, visiting various churches. We went to an evangelical church. It had about 550 people in it, and my goodness, they were singing lustily. Some of the choruses I knew, and it was Children's Day. They celebrate Children's Day across the continent of Africa once a year, and it was really special because the kids were all taking the service, and a boy looking about the age of 12 preached the sermon. Yeah, it was amazing. If you go to our gallery section, you'll see a picture of him standing at the pulpit preaching. Well, from that experience and handing out candy canes and Twizzlers to children that went into their goodie bags for their little gifts that morning, we headed out across town to looking for St. John the Maroon Church, which is the oldest church built in Liberia. And what I was taken to was St. John the Evangelist Church. And I said to the gentleman that was with me, it wasn't a mistake that you took me to the wrong church. In fact, when we got there and met with the people and had a tour, they were so excited to meet us. And I talked to them about heart power and about dare to dream, dare to do. And they were totally excited, and just as the evangelical pastor spoke to me as well, they'd love to have crusades and have churches join together and have Danny come over and teach them on heart power. So I'm setting up Skype conferences with them, and we'll see how that goes over the next little while. And then we headed over to St. George's Cathedral, and it was built by the British in the 1800s and was to be the greatest cathedral in all of West Africa. And it was the cathedral, including the Gold Coast, Lagos, all through the West African region, up through Liberia, as well as here. And in fact, it was quite an amazing experience walking through that cathedral and seeing the architecture and the stained glass windows. Really beautiful. And I, again, have put pictures on our gallery so you can take a look and see an African cathedral. Well, last night I had quite an interesting interview with Ernest. And Ernest owns the Kona Lodge here, and he is a very precious man with a real heart for his people. Has been through 2 civil wars right in the middle of it. And he has hired a lot of the people that were involved in that war, trying to rehabilitate them. And he says that, in fact, they have come a long ways in the last couple of years. He uses them in the construction industry, where he's building a conference center, and he has some of the women working here in his hotel that were abused and assaulted and tortured. And here he is using these people, trying to help them stabilize their lives. And so this morning at 11 o'clock, I'm going to be speaking to them and sharing from some of Danny's material. And Danny, I'm going to be talking on watering your Campbells. He loves that one. And one of the things that he was so taken by was he listened to Danny's presentation that has been prepared for us out here to give to our friends in West Africa on this trip. And this section on appointed versus anointed really spoke volumes to him. And he said he feels that his appointment here in Sierra Leone as an owner of a business and growing business, in fact, is developing into an anointment where he's ministering to his people. And so he was listening to Danny's presentation a second time, and so we're looking forward to having the staff hear it, and they're going to start setting up Skype conferences so Danny can help with them. So it seems like one of the biggest things that's really of need right now is to support attitude change and provide encouragement, motivation, and learning to be servants. And he says that if everyone, including politicians, would learn to serve their country, would be on the right track. So we're encouraged by that. So this morning I'll be speaking to this group, and this afternoon I'll be heading over to the Connaught Hospital for one more time and taking over some of the textbooks that we brought and other gifts. Got some things for the children over in the children's ward. We'll be handing them out, and then my work here will be done for this mission trip, and then I'll be heading to Liberia overnight to start the next leg of our journey. Well, folks, I hope you are all fine, and we will be in touch next from Liberia. Bye-bye.